Hi guys. Hi Constancia. Hi Katrina.
Hi.
How are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Awesome. Welcome to the Candle Chef. I'm the Candle Chef. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Today's class is we're gonna go over gel drink candles, and we're gonna do daiquiris. We're gonna do some martinis, some coffees, some fall stuff. I'll even throw in there a beer candle. So we got a lot of stuff going on today. I have a whole bunch of different fragrances that I'm going to work with today. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pick a fragrance and then create drinks based on the fragrances that I set aside. So we're going to do a lot of different drinks today. It's going to be awesome. Hi, Constancia. Hi, B. Nice to meet you. Dominique, nice to see you again. I'm glad you made it. I'm sorry you had to leave class early yesterday. And Tristan, nice to see you.
Natalie, you know, that's my son's name account.
Oh, that's right, Natalie.
And by the way, just letting you know, I'm going to have to leave the class early today, so I'm letting you know now.
Totally fine. You guys are not required to stay at this class. If I get too boring, just shut me off and get the video later and fast forward through all my boringness. That's fine. That's totally fine. It's not like I got feelings. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. All right. So let me go over okay, a lot of you heard all this yesterday. So you can go get a drink, go to the bathroom, get a daiquiri. Actually, it's happy hour. Everybody get a drink. Get a real daiquiri. Get a real margarita. Hey, there you go. You gotta put something in there. A little something in there. Sabrina, are we wearing matching shirts today? You're muted. You're muted. Oh, whoops. You're still muted.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. No, I'm wearing the family tree shirt today.
Family tree, awesome. That's why I didn't recognize your name yesterday, because you had B on there.
Well, yesterday it was business, and I kept saying, why everybody's name is something different, and I got to say business because my husband set it up as this my business computer.
Oh.
But all my friends call me B. So
your husband's one of those category guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am the same way.
He's a technician.
Oh, yeah.
So everything's so technical, you know. Never. Hey, let's make music, man.
Yes. All right. Welcome to the class, Chandrika. I'm the Candle Chef. Nice to meet you. We are gonna have so much fun today. I'm gonna make some brand new drinks today that nobody's ever seen. For me. You've probably seen them before. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. All right. So, drink number 1. Get the first one. All right, cotton candy. We are gonna make a cotton candy drink. And I get my my glasses from Dollar Tree.
That's pretty.
I've done a lot of testing, and I've sold a lot of drink candles, flea markets, pop-up shops, online, and I have not had one complaint yet. So Dollar Tree glasses are just fine. The waxes I use are a high-density gel wax, and Constancia and Natalie, when you guys get your kits, this is how much 2 pounds of gel wax is. That's how much I'm sending out with the kits.
Okay.
And then I'm using 444. You can use any soy for the daiquiri drinks, and so it's just preference. Some people like 464, some people like 444, some people like to go all natural and go 415. And if you're not familiar with the number system, go out to candlescience.com and you can learn all the different numbers that are attached to the different waxes. But yeah, that's just pure preference. Nothing is better than the other as far as when it comes to decorations and coffee candles. The one thing you got to keep in mind, though, when you're using waxes, there are 3 different kinds of waxes. There's a soy, there's a parasoy, and then a paraffin. If you're using soy wax, the upsides is you don't get any wet spots. It doesn't shrink, so it doesn't pull away from the glass. You get really nice glass adhesion. The downside is you get frosting and discoloration with soy wax, and what happens is the molecules in the soy wax interact with temperature changes, and then they develop crystals, and it crystallizes, and that's where the frosting comes. And there's absolutely nothing you can do to get rid of frosting in soy wax, except you can minimize the frosting with stuff like heat guns. When you see them DIY, somebody will say, well, heat your glasses up. That's not for frosting, that's for wet spots. And I'll tell you the difference in a second. The temperature of the glasses before you pour soy wax will not matter as far as what frosting develops. It's going to develop. If you have AC, if you have the AC on, the draft is gonna make it a different temperature. It depends on a lot of different variables, and it's really hard to get all of the different variables perfect. So you're gonna get some frosting. The best way to do it is just use your heat gun on the sides and hope it doesn't come back as big. So that's the best thing. So on the parasoy and the paraffin, both of those are made with paraffin, and paraffin does not have frosting, so that's the upside. But the downside is it shrinks. So when you pour a parasoy blend, like 6006 is what I use for my parasoy, and or you use a refined paraffin like the Michael's paraffin, which is what I use, you'll get, it doesn't have any frosting, but it shrinks. So in the glass, you'll get wet spots and it'll pull away from the glass. Now that's where heating your glass does work. So if you're using a parasoy and you're using, or a refined paraffin for your daiquiris and coffee drinks, putting your glasses in the oven at 105 degrees, right around there, 100, 110, right around there, for about 20 minutes. That helps. And then also, right before you pour, you can take your heat gun and you can heat up the sides of the glass. If you're also using a parasoy, you can, while it's cooling. Now, obviously, if you're making like 50 drinks, this is going to be difficult to do. But if you're only making a couple, you can go around about every 15 minutes or so and hit the sides of the glass with your heat gun for about a minute or two, and it helps. And this is the reason why it helps. So the reason why you get wet spots is when the paraffin wax shrinks, and when it cools down, it shrinks, and where it cools down the fastest is by the rim and by the wick. So if you ever see like little dips in the middle by the wick, it's because your wax shrank and it cooled down by the wick the fastest, so that shrank the fastest, and then the other parts didn't shrink as fast as that did. So if you keep your outside of the glass warm and make the center cool first, and then the outside cool last, you'll get less wet spots. You will, however, have a little dip in the middle sometimes, and that's why you want to pour your daiquiris and coffee candles about 1/4 of an inch, about 1/4 of an inch shorter than what you wanted in the final. So you can do what you call a double pour. And when you do a double pour, make sure you do it with the same wax, because if you have to reheat some more wax, you'll get a different color, and you'll see a line around where you poured, and you'll have to like heat gun it, and then the top doesn't look as nice. And if you use the same wax, before you do the double pour, if you heat gun the top before you do the double pour, you won't get that line. You won't get that line. Sometimes you can blend your waxes. So sometimes on my pina coladas and strawberry daiquiris, I'll use 444, but since I don't like it, I would actually prefer the wet spots than the frosting, because the frosting to me looks ugly. So what I'll do is I will mix my waxes. So I'll put a 444 in my pina colada, but then I'll put like maybe 10%, 10% of 6006 in there. And 6006 has all the additives already in it, so it really reduces that that frosting. So sometimes I'll do that, sometimes I won't, sometimes I will. Just depends on what I have on hand and what look I'm going for and who I'm selling to, if I'm selling it to local, if I'm shipping it. And also another tip to write down is when you do mix your soy wax with the parasoy, if you're shipping and or doing a flea market or a market outside in the hot sun, the parasoy raises the melt point from 100, I'll show you in a second, but it's like 120. Yeah, No, 115, 120 for 444. But it raises the melt point to about 150, 145, 50.
That's good.
So, which makes a huge difference when you're shipping. Because 115, it can get 115 to 120 very, very easily in those FedEx trucks. Especially if you're like shipping to California or something like that. I'm in Florida. I'm shipping to California. I'm definitely putting a little 6006 in there so it doesn't melt. Any questions so far? No?
No.
All right. Yeah, so that's your waxes. Any questions on the waxes before I go over? Oh, yeah. Let me go over the melt points and all that stuff for the people that did not attend yesterday. No, I did not want to show my email. All right. So 444. Candle Science is awesome for all the information that you need on any kind of wax. Well, most wax. Melt points 119, 125, so I was about 5-10 degrees off. Pour temps 135. And with drink candles, okay, so like when I'm doing desserts, cupcakes, pies, all the other stuff, I told you guys yesterday that I like to keep my melt point, keep my wax at a temperature about 5 to 10 degrees above the melt point. Today it's going to be different. You want to keep it right around the pour temperature instead of that, because the pour temperature is really important when you're doing container glasses or container candles. And drink candles is basically just a fancy container candle. And there's no tint to the glass. So you have to be really careful when you do the pouring and be exact on the pour temperature. When you do your fragrances and dyes and all that stuff, you have to be temperature conscious. The best thermometer to get is the infrared thermometer on Amazon, or you can go to Home Depot and if you don't want to do shipping or something like that. Sometimes I even have them at pawn shop for like $5-10 because there's a lot of candle makers out there lately and they're selling their stuff. So the infrared little guns that you can get are the best temperature things. They're super easy to use. Just be careful when you use them, because if you're pointing at the sides of the container, you'll get the temperature of the container, not the wax. So make sure you point it in the middle. Dyes and wicks. I get those at candlewick.com, and if they don't ship to you, I heard yesterday that they don't ship to the Virgin Islands. So on the wicks, for the Eco Wicks, I use Eco Wicks for my soy, and actually I'm thinking about changing totally to all zinc wicks for all my drink glasses or drink candles. I'm doing some testing with the various different sizes, like the martini. I definitely need to get the right size zinc core for the martini and the coffee, but the 513418 zinc core wick is perfect for the daiquiri glass. What happens with the zinc core is you get a better hot throw, for one, because it burns hotter and burns faster. Don't be worried that you have a really small flame at the start. When you start it on a wick, on a zinc core wick, the flame's going to be really small. But if you see the glass, it's really small at the top and really big at the bottom. So that's actually a good thing with the daiquiri glasses because you'll get less heat on the glass. Once it gets down to about here, the flame gets bigger and more normal looking, and which is fine because the glass is bigger on the bottom. So that's 513418 is I use for that. And I'm thinking about using a 413218, I think. Let me go to the website.
And I'm sorry, Ajay, can you repeat the number of the wick you said?
Yes, 513418. And I'll show you exactly where, I'll show you two ways to get them. Because I know Candlewick doesn't ship out to the Virgin Islands. It's under standard Candlewick assemblies in Candlewick. They have a lot of different kinds on Candlewick. CDs, you can use CDs. CDs are actually really good because they're self-trimming. You don't have to trim CD wicks. So when you're doing your wick testing and you want to try out CDs, go for it. I've heard they're a really good wick. They're self-trimming and they don't like mushroom. I've never tried the hemp ones. I kind of want to try the hemp ones, see what they're like. They have the Eco, and the standard Ecos that I use is 2, 4, and 6. The 2s I use for smaller containers like my little mini sample mason jar candles. The 4 I use for the daiquiri candles, and then actually, no. 6 for the daiquiri candles and 4 for the martinis. 4 or 6. Depends on if I have like whipped cream or not. But yeah, the zinc core is right. Oh, there it is. 513218, 8-inch, 20 mm base, 6 mm neck. So that's the standard one, and you're gonna have to do your own wick testing. So every candle maker has to go through it. They do their own wick testing to see what kind of melt pull they get, what the size of the melt pull is, the diameter. And when you wick test, you want to wick test for about 4 hours. About after 2 hours, you want to see where it is. And the best way to wick test is to cut off your tab. So if you cut off your tab, let me stop sharing. If you cut off your tab, All right, where's my tools? There we go. Fill up your container, and then you can place your wick in there and secure it however you like, whether you do tape or I usually use two skewers. Secure your wick. Once it hardens, then you can light it. Go 4 hours, see where it is, videotape it, mark it, whatever, take pictures, and then let it harden again. And then take pliers, pull it out, put your other wick in there, a different kind, and do it again. So you don't have to keep changing out wax and stuff for your wick testing. That's how I do it. I'm sure if you ask on DIY, they got plenty, the DIY group, they got plenty of suggestions and different ways of wick testing. I know Jeff Stanley, he has a really good video out for wick testing, so you don't waste wax and stuff like that. But yeah. Wick testing, zinc core wicks, so 51, 34, 18, and then you want to go up or down based on the size. I usually use 51s for in between 8 and 12 ounces. I usually use 61s. Is it 61s or 60? 60, 44, 18 for my margaritas. And then I used to use the 44, 24, 18 for the martinis. And I actually, so basically whenever I go get wicks, the numbering system will confuse the heck out of you. So what I do is I will, for each type of wick, I get ecos and I get zinc cores. So what I do is I have small, medium, and large. So I wick test, so I get my wick for my small candles, wick for my medium candles, and my large. And small is usually about anywhere in between 4 and 8 ounces. Medium's 8 to 12. Sometimes up to 15, and then the large is usually 16 and above. And so I just pick out 3 main ones for that type of wick, whether it be Eco, CD, LX, any of those kinds. So I just choose 3 for small, medium, large. And that helps me. I don't know if it'll help you, but it helps me a lot. For the dyes, gel wax is best to use liquid dye. But you'll notice in my videos that I use block dye, and it's because I have a hatred for liquid dye. I don't like liquid dye. Liquid dye works better in gel, but I've used block dye for a really long time now, and it works just fine. All you have to do is just mix it right, and don't use wood. When you're mixing gel and dye, don't use wood, because the wood will interact with the dye and the gel and bubble up on you. But yeah, so I still use block dye, but that's your preference. If you like the liquid dye and it's easier for you, definitely use liquid dye. You can also get zinc core wicks on eBay. You can get eco wicks on Candle Science. You can get zinc core wicks at Aztec. And Not very many places have the zinc core wicks, but yeah, those are the 3 places that I get them. All right, so I get my block dies from Candlewick and then Candle Science if Candlewick does not have them. I get my brown and something different is I get my brown and my black liquid dye from Aztec. I don't know why, but they're just super strong, and I only have to use like 1 or 2 drops rather than like 6 or 7 drops from anywhere else I get them. They're like super concentrated. Let's make some candles. All right, so yesterday I went over my cupcake and piping class, and if you join me, here's the triple color dollop that I got yesterday. Looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks good.
The only thing is the seafoam blue did not, or seafoam, it's kind of like a bluish green. It's like a teal. I didn't put enough in it, so it kind of like looks white.
And it's called Seafoam Blue?
Yeah, it's like it's like a blue green. It's like a teal. But yeah, I didn't put enough in. I think you have to put a lot of that stuff in just for it to come out. But I was thinking today when I did my drinks that this would be absolutely perfect for a cotton candy martini. So that's what I'm gonna do. And this is why I showed you how to do the dollops on the wax paper and then save it for later.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is exactly what it's good for. So I'm gonna do some sprinkles around the edges of the glass. And then I'm gonna do some coated sugar around the rim. I'm gonna do the dollop. And I'm gonna use, since I am gonna use the dollop, and it's a smaller glass, I'm probably gonna use about 50-50 4x4 and 6006. All right, so that's blue Hawaiian, gel wax, whipped cream. Just 1 second, guys. All right, so I don't have a pot for my 6006. So if you're not familiar with 6006, it looks like this. It's really wet and oily and
Hey, Chef.
yeah,
What's the fragrance load on the 444?
10%.
10. Thanks.
And when I add the fragrance here, I'll show you the best way to do it. All right. So a good trick A good trick when you're making candles is to not put fragrance oil or dye in your melting pots, in your 4-pound melting pots. Get a smaller pot or some tins, some aluminum tins. Just make sure it's metal. Get a smaller container and use that. So that way you can make all different kinds of candles and you don't have to clean your pot out all the time.
Yeah.
So, all right, this glass is 7.5 ounces, so I'm going to put 6.5 ounces in there. This is going to be tricky, so wait. I'm not going to pour yet. I'm going to see how I am going to do the sprinkles. Now the sprinkles you don't want to just mix into your sprinkles you don't want to mix into your wax. It'll just melt, and it's it doesn't serve its purpose because you won't be able to see any of the sprinkles inside the container. You're only going to be able to see the ones on the outside. So what I do is I line the outside of the glass with the wax, and then put my sprinkles on it, and then after it hardens, I will then pour my wax in there. So you see the sprinkles on the outside. So this pot that I made is 90% 444 and 10% 6006. And you'll notice that I use 6006 to enhance my soy wax or enhance my paraffin. This container right here is about 145. The degrees is about 145.
AJ, can you repeat the temperature that when you poured it?
Since about 145.
Thank you.
Since I have some 6006 in there, paraffin has a higher pour temp. So that's why I poured about 10 degrees higher than normal, than 444. You want to pour right around 135 if it's just 444. All right, let's get our little sugar rim. I'm going to use pink and purple for my sugar rim.
Where do you get the sugar from?
Oh, I got this really cool kit from Amazon. There's 6 different colors. Comes in a little kit like this. And there's like a light blue, a light green, silver, red, purple, and pink.
Yeah.
What's the company?
The company is Bakersfield. Bakersfield reminds me of the movie with Tom Hanks and the island. What is that? Castaway?
Castaway.
Yeah. He sees that porta potty door,
Yeah.
and he's like, Bakersfield.
I like that movie.
Yeah, I love that movie. Tom Hanks is such a good actor. All right, so I just put some of my wax, unscented, uncolored, into this, and I'm just gonna dip it. Oh, hold on, I forgot my paint.
That's pretty already.
Thank you. So we got pink and purple sugared rim with the rainbow sprinkles in the middle. We're gonna let that dry for a second before we pour. So if we pour right now, the sprinkles will just run down to the middle. You can, if you, this is actually a really good time to put your wick in, because there's a little tiny bit of wax at the bottom, and it'll make your wick stick. And this one, the Eco, either Eco 2 or 41 zinc. Which one? Which one? I'm gonna do the Eco 2.
And how long are you going to let it dry?
Only about a minute or two, because the wax is very, very thin, and it's gonna cool super, super fast. So as soon as it turns white, and then I'll pour. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a dollop, so it's gonna be pretty tall. All right, I'm gonna do my fragrance now and my dye. All right. My my little scales got a little, it's a little worn and torn. Why is that going on here? Come on, scale, please. Not now. Woosah. 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 Okay, there we go. Is that Bad Boys? Woosah. I'm going to pour this back into the container. So I'm going to pour this back in. You want to zero your scale out first. Put your small container on there. Zero your scale out again. This is 7.5, so I'm putting 6.5 in. So then I'm just pouring until my scale says 6.5. Okay. Actually stopped at 7, so that's fine. 7.5 ounces. So then you take your mini calculator and you do, if you did 6.5, you do 6.5. But I have 7, so I'm taking 7 times 10%, which is 0.1 equals 0.7. So then you zero your scale out again. Get your fragrance oil, and then you pour until it says 0.7.
AJ, do you usually go to the maximum amount of fragrance allowed on the vendor's website?
Yes, usually. There's situations where I don't, like, for example, whenever I make a dollop, I use less. I set my dollops in ice cream with buttercream, and I'll use less, about half of the recommended, because I don't want the ice cream and dollop it to overpower the actual scent of the candle. So the scent of the candle is the one that I do the max on. So any of the embeds, I don't scent my embeds. I do scent my ice cream. I scent my Oreos. But all that stuff, I do about half the recommended. So I'm gonna do kind of like a half and half. I'm gonna do a half and half, and these little tins are perfect for this. So I have the perfect amount of wax, perfect amount of fragrance, and all I need now is dye and pour. This is a blue dye block from Hobby Lobby. You can get dye blocks from Hobby Lobby, and they're super, super concentrated. If you get the dye blocks from Hobby Lobby, I really like them. The white is really good. The blue is really good. So if you're getting your unrefined paraffin from Hobby Lobby, pick up some of these squares too while you're out there. So I put a little tiny blue in there. Just heating up the wax a little bit so the block dye will melt faster, and plus I had this wax sitting for a few, so it was not 145 degrees anymore. That's a real, yeah. The dye blocks from Hobby Lobby are super, super concentrated. This is a really, really dark, rich blue. And that's gonna look cool when it's gonna look cool. And I'm actually gonna do kind of a tie-dyed look. If you want to do like really cool half and half designs, you can do, you can prop this up on something and have it like cool and set, and then do another color and do another color, and you can just keep doing that. But I'm doing the class, so I don't have time to let it set. So I am just going to let that set for about 3 to 5 minutes, and then I'm going to do another color and then another color. All right, for my next drink, what's next? Do all my soys first. Looks like hazelnut coffee. Yay. All right, so for the coffee drinks, I use the 444 and sometimes the 10% 6006, which I actually have a pot of that going, so that's what I'm going to use. These cool little coffee things you can get from Dollar Tree for $1. And Constancia, you're going to get this in your kit, and also Natalie, but I'm sending out this dye block. It's called Chocolate, and it's from Nature's Garden. And it's a really good, nice brown. For chocolates and mochas and coffees and stuff like that. So, and that's what I'm going to use. And then these are just little molds. It's a mold I have. I have a friend that has a chocolate factory that he actually imports cocoa beans and makes his own chocolate. And he wanted a whole bunch of chocolate cups. Oh, that was me. He wanted a whole bunch of chocolate cupcakes, and so I sent him the cupcakes, and then he sent me a mold of his chocolate bars, his sample chocolate bars. I was like, oh, that's perfect. I can use those. So yeah, that's how I got that. Monday or Tuesday, probably Monday night, I'm gonna reopen the candlechef.com, and you can get silicone molds. You can request a custom silicone mold and get these, or you can get cherries, strawberries. You can get anything you want. Anything that I can get at the store, you can request for the custom silicone mold. And then I'm gonna starting tomorrow, I'm gonna be releasing new molds, new silicone molds, like on a daily basis. I'm gonna try to get around 200 by the end of the month. So stay tuned. Stay tuned. All right. For the coffee one, I'm going to use a Eco 4.
Can you repeat the two gel you are using for this? Because I don't see the other one from yesterday. You say
what?
444?
Yeah.
And which other one did you say, oh, I'm going to add?
6006.
Oh, for the coffee too. Okay.
Yeah, IGI 6006. I like to put 6006, a little 6006 in my 444 for just to enhance it a little bit and get rid of some of the frosting. So anytime I say to use just 444, you can add 6006. I mean, I'd rather wet spots. When you add 6006, it's paraffin, so it will shrink and you'll get some wet spots. But I'd actually rather wet spots than the frosting. That's why I do it. So it's really preference. Was that confusing?
No, that's
Okay.
what I was asking. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you for asking the question. All right, that's cotton candy. I'm still waiting for that to harden a little bit so I can add a different color. I kind of want it to blend in a little bit. I don't want like a line where it's a crisp color change, so I kind of want it to blend, so I don't want it to harden all the way. All right, I'm gonna put this back on the oven to get the exact temperature so I can get my coffee candle right. All right, so I'm actually gonna do a bunch of different kind of fragrances with the coffees, and I might as well do them all at the same time. So I got the hazelnut coffee. I'm gonna do a cinnamon chai. I'm gonna do a pumpkin chai. I'm gonna do a pumpkin souffle. And a French vanilla latte. Let me make some room here. All right. So for the hazelnut coffee, I'm going to put one of these in. Cinnamon chai, I have actual real cinnamon. Oh, there it is. Actually, I'm going to do two of these. So whenever you're doing coffee candles, it is so awesome to put real star anise or real cinnamon sticks. Real spices go really well with waxes, and it gives your, especially fall time, gives your fall candles a real authentic smell. So I have the cinnamon chai, and I'm actually going to put a cinnamon and star anise on the top. So I'll be putting the star anise right here, cinnamon right here. So I get those ready. Pumpkin chai. Star anise goes really good with chai. And not going to do the cinnamon on that. I think I'll just do the ground cinnamon and a dollop on that one. Yeah. Pumpkin souffle. I think I'm out of nutmeg. I would normally put nutmeg on it, but I'm out of nutmeg. French vanilla latte. Here's the dollop that I'm going to use for, which one? Okay, this dollop. Yeah, I'll put this on my my hazelnut coffee. So we got the dollop there. Yeah, that'll work. French. All right, so I'm actually, since I'm doing all the soy candles all at once, I might as well do the pina colada too. And the strawberry daiquiri. And it's all the same wax, so I can pour all of these. Maybe. I hope I have enough in my pot. All right, I'm gonna get my fork off. Yeah, I don't think I have enough for all that. I have to like remelt. Let me make sure I'm getting all the different kinds. I think I'll do. I think I'll wait on that one, and I'll do that half and half with you on. Yeah, I'll do the half and half Miami Vice one for this one. I'll show you how to do the half and half. All right, I need another container. All right, I got a lot of things going on, so pardon me if I'm not like talking. Let me try to focus here so I can get them all done at the same time. All right, so I got my little container on here, and I'm zeroing it out. I'm putting 6.50 out. 6.5 ounces of wax in here for the next drink. This is hazelnut coffee, so I need the chocolate brown. Where'd I put it? When you're using the die blocks, getting a pocket knife is the best thing for it. You just shave off the shavings, and with block die, there's a learning curve. You're gonna have to, it's trial and error when you first start with block die. I can't really tell you how much to put in because I don't know. But I can show you. All right, I have 6.5. I'm going to zero it out. I'm going to put 0.65 fragrance in. Usually stir about a minute, 2 minutes. 2 minutes is ideal, but I am sometimes impatient and I don't mix that the full 2 minutes. $6.5 was for the martini. I have too much. That is all right. I'm gonna put this hazelnut in a little 5-inch container, make a little ingot, and put that in my hazelnut coffee bin. Use it for later. Okay, let's see. Wick. The coffee containers are like really thin at the bottom, so I'm going to use an Eco 2. And when you're filling these, if you're using a dollop, you have to keep that in mind to keep room for the dollop. This is brown. Okay. Next. So on the next one, I'm only going to put 4.5 ounces in. On this one, cinnamon chai, I'm I'm gonna do some brown and a little bit of yellow, just to get a yellowish brown. All right, I have 4.5 ounces, so I'm zeroing it out, and since I'm doing 10%, I'm doing 0.45 for the fragrance. And then after I do this one, I'm gonna do the red to get like a blue, purplish red on the bottom there of the cotton candy martini. That's gonna look so cool with the tricolor dollop. Perfect. Pumpkin chai. So I have a pumpkin orange that I got from Candle Science. I'm gonna do a little brown and some pumpkin orange. .5. Oh, I have no dollop in this one, so I'm gonna do 5 ounces. A little short. This actually might be good. I'm gonna put some brown in this one and then put it in there. I'm gonna actually put a lot of brown in this one. And then mix it just a little tiny bit. So then the brown looks like it's marbled and swirled into the brown orange that I have. Nice. So when that cools, it's actually gonna have that brown, that light brown orangish look, and then a dark brown like swirl. Let's see. Pumpkin souffle. I never know what color to put pumpkin souffle. Probably because I've never eaten a pumpkin souffle. What color is pumpkin souffle?
Light orange, maybe?
Light orange? Okay. What about the pumpkin orange? Do you think that'll work?
Sure, I don't know.
We shall see. I'll post, if it doesn't cool in time for when the class is over, I'll post the pictures on the class pictures and let you know that way. I think so. I think it'll work. Oh yeah, I gotta do that. All right, pumpkin souffle. I have 5.4, so I'm zeroing it out. Doing 10%, so it's just moving the decimal point over, so it's 0.54. Oh wow, that one's strong. I get all my fragrances from Aztec, and I really like Aztec. They're really spot on a lot. Like 90% of the fragrances that I get there are like super spot on. My absolute favorite, actually I have a lot of favorites. Yeah, I can't say I have a favorite. I have so many favorites there. Like Georgia Peach is one, Mango Paradise is another, Apple Cinnamon, Baked Apple Pie. So
You like all the sweet flavors.
yes. It's probably why I make so many dessert candles. Okay. Actually, so just for reference, these are almost exactly 5 ounces and you get this much. So if you write that down, you don't have to go through what I just did.
Five ounces?
Yeah, five ounces gets this much right here. And if you're not doing a dollop, like a whipped cream dollop, this is a perfect height. Five ounces. Okay. Let's get a red going here. All right. So I have a little issue here, and I'll tell you how I deal with it. So I have the cotton candy wax, and I didn't put it on the warmer, so it's like super cool. And I can tell by the color, it's like right above the melt point. So it's probably like 120, 130. Well, actually more like 120. On this candle, if I had clear on the outside and I didn't do the wax, I would probably heat this back up to the right temperature. But since I have clear, I'm going to go ahead and use this because the frosting, if it does frost, won't show up. So just to let you know what's going through my brain. What's that?
I said, let us hear.
Yes, yes. All right, I'm getting the red ready for the cotton candy martini. And this dye block is also from Nature's Garden, and these are the dye blocks that come with the kit. Do I want a pink or a red? Yeah, probably a red. I'll go dark red. Since I got a dark blue. All right, so since my wax is cooler, my dye block, I already know it's probably not going to mix, so I'm going to heat it up a little bit.
Chef, just a question. I want to do my first purchase of the gel wax. Would
On
you?
Candlewick, or where you getting?
No, I said I want to do my first purchase of the gel wax.
Yeah.
How much do you suggest I should purchase since it's my first time?
I would say, are you going to be doing this as a hobby, resale? Do you have a shop, a boutique? How many candles are you going to be making?
It's my first time, so that's why I asked. But
Okay.
I have a
Is it going to be for a hobby, or are you going to do it like resell in a market?
I'm going to do it at my store.
Okay.
It's a gift shop.
A little gift shop. Is it online or is it brick and mortar?
No, I have a spot, a location.
Okay. So I would get, if you're doing low density, I would get 1 gallon. If you're getting high density, I would get 5 gallons.
Low 5. And you said the high, how much?
The high density is they usually come in like a 5 gallon bucket. It's either 1 gallon or 5 gallons. And if you're getting the high density, it's gonna be super good, and it's good for like at least a year or two. So yeah, go ahead and get the 5 gallon and get the wholesale price.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Just a couple more of these soy candles, and then I'll get to the our gel portion of the class. All right, and then for the rest of this, I'm going to do a light purple. I'm going to let that sit though. All right, what's next? Ooh, one of my all-time favorites. If you're getting from Aztec and you're doing coffee flavors, you absolutely have to get the French vanilla latte. It is super, super strong. So when you do the 10% or 8%, even 8% for the paraffin or the parasoy, you're gonna have an amazing hot throw and amazing cold throw because the French vanilla latte is super, super potent, and oh my gosh, it smells so good. Love it. French vanilla latte. So we're gonna do a real light brown for this one. Yeah, yeah. So I'm gonna use this one. Same one I used for the hazelnut, and getting a little hint of hazelnut is not a bad thing in a French vanilla. Oh. All right, 5 ounces. And then 0.5 for the French vanilla. Zero it out first. Makes it easy. Oh my God, I love the smell of this. I wish you guys were here. Smell all this wonderful fall, autumn, like cinnamon, star anise, pumpkin. Oh my gosh, it smells divine. I wish you guys were here. Where's my brow? Oh, there it is. Maybe a little. No, I think that's about right. About right. It's like in between a light and a medium brown. I did about maybe 13, 14 swipes on the dye block. And my wax is getting a little cool, so as you see, my dye block isn't melting all the way, so I'm going to heat it up just a little bit. Oh my gosh. And I got that little tiny hint of hazelnut because I used the same container, and it smells amazing. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, guys. if Sabrina's still watching, I'll let Sabrina decide if she wants to tell you how to do the stenciling. Sabrina, are you still watching? So Sabrina and Kathy, they do this really cool latte stenciling, kind of like what you see at the coffee shop. Little cute designs on the top. I actually don't know. I've never done it before. I don't know how to do it. But if you're a part of my group, the Candle Chef Academy, you'll see that stuff all the time. It's so cool when I see people do that. Love that. All right, so strawberry daiquiri. Yes, I have. Oh, the half and half. So on the half and half, this is the last one I'm going to show you for the soy. Then we'll go to gel. So on the half and half, all you have to do is get a container or a contraption. I sometimes use a cupcake mold, cupcake silicone mold, because the glass sticks to it. And then you need to prop up the bottom. So, and then what you do is you tape off half of the bottom with regular tape, so the wick stays in the middle. And it'd be a good idea to actually, if you notice, I don't glue my wicks. I place my wicks after I pour the waxes. On the half and half, it'd be a good idea to use a hot glue gun and glue it to the bottom. Because you're on an angle, it won't slide and fall down. And then make sure your tape is exactly halfway down or halfway across, so the wick rests on the tape and stays in the middle. You can use any kind of contraption. I sometimes use like a PVC pipe connector. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna put about 12. Let me make sure. This is 17 ounces. 17 ounces. And I am putting a dollop in this, so about 2 ounces under that. So I need about 15 total. So I'm going to put 7.5 of red, 7.5 of white. And you always want to do the red first and then the white. Or dark colors first and then the light colors. So I'm actually going to just cut off a corner here instead of doing the flaking. So I want a really dark, rich red this time. wax is getting super, super cool. If I wasn't in the class, I would definitely put the wax back on and make sure my temperatures were correct. So if you're rewatching this video, make sure you do that and not what I'm doing. This is kind of like a makeshift version of heating your wax back up. I'm going to take this last bit of dye out. For my strawberry daiquiris, I use strawberry and pina colada mix. So I have 7.4, doing 10%, so it's 0.74. I want to have more strawberry than pina colada, so I'm probably going to do like 6% or 0.6 strawberry and then 0.14 of the pina colada. Okay. I need to tape that off. Need to tape it off. Where is my tape? Oh, there it is. So taping it off does two things. It keeps it from dripping out if you overfill it, and also keeps your wick straight. I'm gonna physically move this in the center about halfway through. I'm gonna have to do that because I do not have a hot glue gun. Then you pour your strawberry daiquiri in there. And you can get creative with these. You can do like a pumpkin chai latte on one side and French vanilla on the other side, and do like, or chocolate vanilla, rainbow sherbet. All right, so when that dries and cools, about halfway through, I will take a, you guys won't have to deal with this because you guys will do the glue gun thing, but about halfway through, I'm going to take the skewer and move the tab into the middle. But as soon as this dries, I will set it upright, and then I will take the glass and I will tilt it against the red, so I'm not pouring the wax right on the red. And then I will pour the white, or the clear, the 444 into the glass and pour it onto the glass and fill it that way. If you do it directly onto the red, the heat from the wax that you're pouring will melt the red and it'll like bleed into your white. This is very, very, very difficult to do, and if you don't do it right, like I did not do it right last time, it'll look like that. It's one of my ones I have to melt down and redo. All right, so we're kind of like at an intermission right now. Take a 5-minute break, go to the restroom, get a drink, get a real daiquiri. And I'll be back in about 5 minutes. Intermission. I'll be right back, Constancia. 5 minutes.
No problem. Take your break.
All right, and we're back. And we're back. A lot of you guys are probably going to be watching the video, so welcome back.
Thank you.
All right, now the gel wax. So when you're heating up the gel wax, you want to heat it up to about 195 to 200. Gel wax has a really good warning system to let you know it's too hot. Start smoking. So if it starts smoking, it's nowhere near the flash point because the flash point is 430 degrees. So it won't catch on fire super quick, but the smoke is just an early warning system saying, hey, your ovens or stove is just a little too high. But yeah, so gel wax heats up and cools down a lot quicker than soy wax and paraffin wax. It also has a higher melt point, has a higher pour temperature, has higher everything. Super, super, super hot wax. So you want to heat it up to about 195 to 200, and you want to pour. You want to do your fragrance at 200. Now, it's a little tricky because gel wax, since it's so hot, some of the fragrance oils that you get, the flash points are going to be lower than your pour temp on the gel wax, which is totally fine. It's okay. All that means is while the gel wax is at a higher temperature than the flash point of the fragrance oil, the fragrance oil will burn off, will start evaporating and burn off until the gel wax cools down to lower than the fragrance oil flash point, which gel wax cools down super, super quick. So you don't have to worry about it. If you are worried about it, then all you have to do is add 1% to 2% more fragrance oil than you normally do, and it will account for the amount of fragrance oil that burns off in that time. So I hope that makes sense. All right. Pour your fragrances at 200. Do your dyes at the same time. You can do either liquid dye or block dye. Liquid dye works better, but block dye is less messy. So it's up to you. I use block dye. So first up is Jamaican Me Crazy. Jamaican Me Crazy.
Is it a good scent? I have been crazy to get it, but just debating.
Love it.
Okay.
It's very, very popular too. A lot of people, I don't know why, but a lot of people changed the name of it. I actually like the name.
Is it from Candle Science?
Yeah. Well, this one is because they were Aztec was out, so whenever Aztec's out, I go to Candle Science.
Okay.
And then order from them, and then I'll just when I'm run out of this, I'll go back to Aztec. Another gel, let's see. I'll show you all my favorites for the gel wax. Yeah. My all-time favorites are Jamaican Me Crazy, Mango Paradise from Aztec. Mango Paradise is, oh my gosh, super, super good. It totally reminds me of the tropics. I do, for my peach martinis, I do Georgia peach, either cost revised or normal. Candle Science has a really good peach nectar. Oh, peach nectar. So I kind of combine the peach nectar with the Georgia peach for the peach martini, and it works really good. Oh, mango papaya is also really good.
Mango papaya.
And blue Hawaiian. Yeah, blue Hawaiian. I really like the blue Hawaiian. Blue, actually, whenever if you're comes to see it, if you're selling at your shop, get a really dark blue, probably liquid dye. Get a liquid blue, put a lot of the blue at the bottom, and do it. Blue Hawaiians, when people come up to your shop, they see the blue and they're immediately attracted to it, and they want to smell it, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this is blue Hawaiian."
The blue dye can from Candle Science or where?
The liquid dye. Does Amazon go out to the Virgin Islands?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll show you the. The listing that I go to, and it has all the colors that I need. I really like it. Can I just sign in as a guest? Okay, there we go. Oh, candle dye. You have to be careful getting dyes from Amazon. Like, for example, these right here are like watered down. You have to use like a whole ton of them, and they don't last very long. These right here, same way. You have to be very careful getting from Amazon. These right here are awesome. I love this set right here. It is from AYCFIYING.
Okay. Took the picture.
Oh, you took a picture? Okay.
Yeah.
But it has royal blue, which is an awesome blue. It has the brown for like pies and pie crust and coffee candles. It has the peach, yellow, purple, everything that I actually use liquid dye for has every single one in this kit. And yeah, it's perfect. It's a perfect kit, and the dyes are actually really good. I like them.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. All right. Okay. What was I doing? Oh, Jamaican me crazy. Jamaican me crazy. All right. So you want to do the smaller container method because you're gonna do multicolors for these for the tropical drinks, the tiki drinks. So what you want to do is, this is a 16 ounce. You want to go about 1.5 to 2 ounces less than what the glass is. So if this is 16 ounces, I'm going to go 14 ounces. You know what? I'm going to do a blue Hawaiian first because that's what I got cooking. I need this container because this one's only 7 ounces, so that's super, super hot. Gel wax gets really hot. You have to be very careful with gel wax. And I've already burnt myself once, so I don't want to do it again. So I'm gonna pour this back. I'm gonna pour this back in, and then get my bigger container. One thing you can do on your gel candles is take your zinc core wick, which I use 51s for these, 51, 34, 18 for the daiquiris. You take your zinc core wick and you dip it into the gel wax. And what that does is it reduces the bubbles that you get from the wick. And also, what else does it do? I don't know what else it does. I just know they recommend you doing it, and I know it does reduce the bubbles. So I don't know what else it does. Bigger container. When you're stirring gel, you don't want to use wood. You want to use something metal. You can use wood, but the wood sometimes interacts with the fragrance and the fragrance oil and the gel wax, and it creates bubbles. All right, so I have this really, I got this thing. It's dye chips. I just want to try them out. It's a sapphire blue. Normally, I use a navy blue or a royal blue. I want to try the sapphire blue out. I can't believe I forgot this. I'm doing I'm doing gel candles, and I didn't pre-make my ice cubes. I got everything else, everything, but I didn't pre-make my ice cubes. So you go out to Amazon and you get the silicone ice cube tray. You can get all different kinds of sizes, shapes, or sizes and shapes. You can do two different kinds of ice for your tiki drinks. You can either do the ice cubes, or you can take the gel wax and break it up, and you don't even have to melt it and for this, but you can break it up and use it as cracked ice. And normally I'll put the wick in there and then put the ice cubes around the wick. Let me do that. What is that? Just break off little tiny pieces, and it literally looks like cracked ice. And I'll show you a little trick at the end to make the ice at the top look like it's actually melting. And I'm actually going to stop there. I'm going to fill it up. I'm going to have the ice at the bottom, fill it up, and then about 75%, and then start in with the ice again, because I don't want to put a lot of unscented gel wax in there, or it's going to dilute my drink. So I'm going to do that. If you want to add your fragrance, dye, and pour at around 197, in between 195 and 200. Oh. All right, I'm gonna let that cool just a little bit, and then it'll be solid enough for me to put the rest of the ice cubes in. Okay, while we're letting that cool, my cotton candy drink is solid enough to show you what to do with the dollop. Okay, we have the dollop here, got the drink, and then I just want to make a little tiny wet spot right there so it'll stick. Ow. Nice. So let's see right. Sorry about getting you dizzy. We have our little cotton candy drink, and I really like the tie-dye look. We have to clean up the drips on the side, but after I clean up the drips on the side, we have like a little tie-dyed look to it. I really like this. Pictures are gonna be really good on that one. But yeah, that's how you put a dollop on afterwards. And I didn't have to pipe. Yeah, I didn't have to pipe today. All right, let's cool down just a little bit, and I'm gonna start putting the ice in the blue Hawaiian, and if it stays at the top, I'm gonna keep going. If it doesn't, I'm gonna let it sit a little bit more. Kind of like this sapphire blue. All right, I'm gonna show you a little trick. So when you have the ice cubes hanging out the top, if you do your heat gun just a little tiny bit, actually I'll keep this up pretty close because it makes the ice cubes look like they're melting. And it'll actually harden that way, and when it hardens, it looks like they're wet, but they're really not. All right. You can get embeds from thecandlechef.com, or you can get, if you want to make them yourself, you can get the silicone molds. And if you do the silicone molds, the 4625 paraffin wax is what you want to use for them. All right, I'm gonna put a hole in this and use a skewer. I'll show you guys how to garnish your drink candles. That really makes the drink. Makes it so attractive. Where'd I put that? Oh no. Huh. Don't you hate it when you clean and organize so you don't lose anything and you forget where you put it? Don't you just love that? All right. So when you're doing the garnish, you'll want to take a nail or a metal skewer and heat it up with your heat gun, and then put a little hole into whatever garnish you want to do for the drink candle. I usually do like a peach. I usually do like a peach, a strawberry, pineapple, an orange. You can also do, cherries. Definitely you gotta have cherries. There's two sizes of cherries that you can get. The Bing cherries are the really big cherries, and the Marciano cherries are the smaller ones. And then you can also dehydrate your own fruit. You can slice up your fruit and dehydrate it. Put it in your oven, and I forget what temperature. You'll have to look up that online. But you can make your own dehydrated fruit and put it in there. As long as you don't have it touching the wick, it's fine. If you put it on the outside of the drink, it's totally fine. And then after you got holes in all your fruits for the garnish, the best thing to do is get metal skewers, not the wood ones. Get metal skewers and then put those on the skewers and then place it in your drink. If you're doing shipping, if you're shipping to a customer, then I would recommend not only putting your garnish on there for the pictures, but then taking it off and putting it in a separate bag for shipping. I've found that on shipping, the best way to ship is box in a box. So what you want to do is get a box. Let me show you. Like this, it's tall and skinny. This one's a little. Oh, this is the one that I use for 2 drinks. But you get a tall and skinny one, and the best size is usually an inch over the width of your glass. So if your glass is 4 inches, then you get a 5 by 5 by 5 glass or box. And if your glass is 8 inches tall, you want to get like a 9 or 10 inch tall box. Then you take that box and you put parchment paper in with the glass. So you have glass, parchment paper, small box, peanuts, and then big box. If you don't like peanuts, you can do like crumpled up parchment paper or bubble wrap, but kind of pointless to do bubble wrap because it's box in a box. And peanuts are pretty cheap. So that's what I do, and it works. I used to not do it, and I used to do bubble wrap and peanuts, but about one out of every eight orders, it would break. And I get a call. But ever since I've been doing box in a box, I haven't gotten any calls.
Do you get your box from Uline or where?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, I get my boxes from Uline. I'm kind of shopping around though, because it's getting pretty expensive. Uline's getting pretty expensive, especially with the shipping.
Yeah, I was going to say that.
Yes. So I'm kind of shopping around, but I would ask in the DIY group, are you part of the DIY group?
I don't think so. I know I'm on your group.
Let me get you a link, because that is one awesome group. I learned a lot of stuff from the DIY group. Copy. I'm going to paste it in the Zoom meeting chat.
Okay.
This is that group right there. It has about 55,000 candle makers in there. And Jeff Stanley, the owner of the admin of the group, is absolutely outstanding. He has a whole bunch of YouTube videos. He's been doing videos and candle making, and specifically for teaching new beginner candles makers for about 4 years. Got some really good advice. Everybody in the group is very positive. It's kind of like my group. Actually, a lot of people from my group is from that group. So if you want some positive feedback, I would definitely ask like where you guys get your boxes. There's a trick to getting a whole bunch of comments. Put a picture in there. If you don't have a picture, just find one. Any picture. A lot of those people in the groups, they scan the pictures, and then if they see a picture they like, then they comment. If they don't see a picture, then they don't comment. So that's.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah. So that is how you do a blue Hawaiian, and I'm about to show you how to save your leftover wax and do multiple colors. And then I'll do a martini, and I'll show you how to do the salt around the rim. I'll do yeah. Okay. All right, like I said before, gel wax heats up quickly and it cools quickly. So you can actually not all the way cool. Here, I'll show you what it looks like when it's all the way cool. Just get a whole bunch of these Tupperware containers. And this one's kind of full. This is my
Okay, those are the plastic jars that they use in restaurants.
These?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got them at webrestaurantstore.com. But
I will steal my daughter's own. She's a chef, so she deals with that.
oh, perfect, yeah. Awesome. She'll have a whole bunch of containers for you. But yeah, these Tupperware containers is perfect. I have for storing the leftover wax. I got one for strawberry. I got one for blue Hawaiian. I got one for Jamaican Me Crazy. I got a whole box down here full of different kinds of gel wax. And so when I go to make a candle, a gel candle, I don't have to wait. I don't have to, you know, color it. I don't have to fragrance it. I don't have to do anything. I just put it right in the melting pot. And when you're melting gel wax, you don't want to use a double boiler or you'll never get it to melt. It'll take forever. So just put it straight on the burner. And I usually put like a layer of like aluminum foil or something like that on there. So yeah, that's a cool, neat little trick you can do with gel wax. It cools super fast, and then you can just take it right out of the container or the melting thing, and then save it. Like Jello. All right, for multicolors for the Jamaican Me Crazy. Like I said before, heat it up to 200. Or right around 195, 200.
AJ, I'm sorry. When you say you pre-make the gel wax, did you say you're putting the fragrance in it or you do it after when you remelt it?
So like, for example, I did this blue Hawaiian today. And I put the fragrance in and everything for the blue Hawaiian, and I had some left over. So then it has the fragrance, the color, and all that when I store it.
Oh, got you. Thank you.
Yeah, and then the next time I use it, it'll already have the fragrance in there. Yeah, if you can use some math in your scale to, if you don't have enough to fill your glass the next time. What did I have? Which was that? So I need to do 14. This is a 16-ounce container. 17.5. So I need to do 15 ounces. 15.5 ounces of the clear gel wax. Okay. And then I'm going to do, I have high density, so I'm going to do 7%, which is in between the recommended 6 to 8%. All right. So I got 15.24 ounces. Times 0.07, because I want to do 7%, equals okay, 1.06, so I need 1.06 ounces. So I'll zero it out again, and then I'll pour 1.6 ounces, 1.06 ounces. and use a metal, something metal. Right about now is when you want to dip your wick into the gel and wick if you do the dipping. I don't normally do the dipping. I don't mind the bubbles. I actually prefer the bubbles because it looks more authentic. And when you put one of those LED strip lights against the bubbles on the drink, the bubbles actually look really good with the lighting. All right, so since we're going to do multiple colors, we're not going to be putting colors into our container. We're going to be putting and into little tins and doing multiple colors. These little 5-inch tins, you want to get, let's see, 4 7/8 inch tins. The reason why you're getting 4 7/8 tin is because these are the perfect size for the 5-inch pies that I make. And if you want to make those as well, I see a couple of you are VIPs, so you're going to be taking the pie class as well. These will go good with the pie class as well. Amazon for like $8-9 for 50. Or if you're going to be making a lot of candles, you can do it like me and get them by the 1,000 on webrestaurantstore.com. All right, so I used to be a bartender, and what I like to do with my tiki drinks is I'll do a red first. You want to do your ice cubes. Right now, I don't have the ice cubes made, so we're gonna pretend. At the very bottom, and I used to be a bartender, and all the tropical drinks, I used to put grenadine in it, and grenadine is like a cherry juice, it's red. And so I like to mimic that look, and to get that look, you can do 1 drop of red dye in there, or a couple flakes of red dye block. You can do the liquid drop or a couple flakes of the dye block. And then you put your hot wax in there and it melts it right away. Okay. Like I said before, you use a 513418 zinc core wick. show. Wait. Oh, wait. Red, orange. Yeah, let's do an orange, and then a red, and then a yellow. I had blue on my knife, so I'm getting the little blue specks out. Yeah, if you're using liquid dye, you don't have to do this. It works better with liquid dye, but I hate that liquid dye with a passion. That's why I use black dye. All right, and that's really hot, so I'm gonna use my little paper towels and protect my little fingers and pour. So when you do that, you get a really nice little effect with the multicolor. You'll be doing your ice cubes in 3 different levels. Do your bottom ice cubes, and then your mid ice cubes, pour, and then do your top ones. Don't do all your ice cubes first and then pour, because then you'll get air pockets in the middle and the bottom. And you do not want that. I'm actually going to pour just clear gel wax with the fragrance oil, because I want to get an effect where it goes dark to light. Okay, and then I'll do yellow for the rest. Oh, something I didn't think about. When I said put 14 or 15 ounces in, scratch that. Because you're going to have ice cubes, and that's going to take up your, so you need to weigh your ice cubes first, and then subtract that to the total. I forgot about that. Sorry, guys. Yeah, yellow. Where's my yellow? Yeah, this is yellow. My webcam doesn't do it justice, but that is beautiful. How it goes from like the dark red to orange to yellow. There's no like cutoff. It melds really nicely. I really like it, and I'll probably add some ice cubes later when I get them made. You can do your ice cubes actually afterwards. All you have to do is once you get your ice cubes made, you put them. You do the heat gun first, and then you put the half ice cubes on the top to make it look like the other half are underneath the top, and then you do your heat gun to make them look wet, and you're good to go.
This is bad.
What?
This is bad.
What's bad?
This situation right now, because right here they just closed the beaches. You are doing that. I need a drink. I cannot go to the beach to have the drink.
You want a drink?
Yeah.
Let's go get a drink.
That's bad.
What? Oh yeah. You should. At least you're not right here. I'm smelling a blue Hawaiian. I'm smelling pina colada. I'm smelling strawberry daiquiri. That's all my favorites. That's all my favorites. I love those.
I have a question. When you make the ice cubes, do you put fragrance in it or not?
I don't, but that's a really good idea. You can do that. You can do the fragrance in the ice cubes. You can also do different colors on the ice cubes. You can, mix and match colors. I sometimes put blue into my red gel drinks, and it kind of like makes it a little purple. Really nice, but
That's nice. Or you could put catch the three colors you have right now, the clear, the red, and the yellow, and put that in different ice cubes.
Oh, you know what would be awesome is some really dark red ice cubes in that. That would look awesome.
That would be cool.
Yes, good idea. That's awesome, Natalie.
Okay, you can give me a percentage of what you said.
Okay, 15% off. Discounted. Is it?
Visitor from Afraid and Triggered ordered.
I just got another. How did I get an order? Oh, it's probably class. Yeah, because I have all my stuff closed except my classes. I plan on reopening tomorrow night, and if you're looking to get silicone molds for the embeds or the pie crusts, I'll have the pie crust available. Oh, when I reopen, I'm gonna have my new lattice, the 8-inch lattice pie crust silicone mold available. My newly designed one. I'm so proud of that one. Oh. Did you guys want? Okay. I forgot to do the beer. Do you want to see the beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want a beer.
Yeah. So on the beer, I actually don't like to do. I don't like to do.
And I got an island crafted beer. See?
Oh, you got a real beer?
Yeah.
No fair. No fair.
I had to.
I want one. Pour me one. I'm coming over, Constance. So I don't like to use the lager or the beer fragrances. I don't. So what I do is I make it look like a beer, but it doesn't smell like a beer. I like to put pumpkin in there, pumpkin spice. Yeah, because I really don't like the smell of the lager beer, and I can't stand it. Actually, yeah, that, and there's another one that I can't stand is red Merlot. Red Merlot, I can't stand that scent either. I can't have it in my house. So I don't make it. But yeah, on the beers, I'll fragrance it like pumpkin spice or something like that. But so what you do is you do a yellow. Let me get some gel wax here. And you'll want to do, yeah, knife. You want to do some yellow. So you want to do like 3 parts yellow to 1 part orange. If you don't have gold, you can actually find gold liquid dye, and that would actually work better. Not very much orange at all. We are going to do a pumpkin chai beer. I'm actually using about 5-6%, not the full 8%. And like I said yesterday, the recommended percentages for all wax and fragrance oils is just a speed limit. It's not, you don't have to do exact. You can do up to that amount. Depends on your fragrance. Like if you have a super, super strong one, like banana nut bread or apple cinnamon, and you don't want it to like overpower something, then you can go less.
Love the color.
My webcam is not doing it justice. It's actually got like a gold tint to it, but on my webcam it looks yellow. Yeah. I have to upload my pictures to my group, but I'll show you. So for the whipped cream, you want to get a small container. Let me get a container real quick. Do your 4x4. Now I have a little, this is the same 4x4 with the little 6006. We are gonna have to wait until that cools. Once it develops a film. So we're doing pretty much the same thing we're doing on the piping class. but we got to wait until that cools. What else can I show you? Oh, yes. While we're waiting for that to cool, I will show you how to get the salt around the rim on margaritas. You can do two methods. You can dip your glass into gel and then put it into the wax salt, or you can get clear glue and put the glue around the rim. I just get school glue, clear school glue. If you have a really, really steady hand, you can go around the rim. I do not, so. So you can either put gel wax in here or the clear glue. I actually prefer the clear glue because I like to have ice cubes in my margaritas. And you know that trick that I showed you to get the ice cubes to look wet? You have to do the heat gun. Well, if you dip your glass into gel wax, then when you do that, the gel wax and salt and all that's gonna melt. If you do glue, it actually sticks and it doesn't like melt and run down the sides. I've had so many times where I've made a margarita and something happened to where I had to use my heat gun and the wax just melted down the sides and dripped down the sides, and I had to clean that up and then redo it, and it was just a real pain in the butt. And then when I started doing the clear glue, it actually started working. Now when you're shipping to customers, I would not recommend doing the salt before shipping. I would recommend putting the salt into a little baggie and giving them instructions with the glue or the gel. I actually do the glue. Yeah, do not tell your customers how to do the gel wax. That opens yourself up for liabilities. So use the glue. Tell the customers to use the glue around the rims and put the salt on the rims. Because I've tried it so many different ways, you cannot ship that salt. That salt will not stay on the rims. There's no way you can keep that salt from melting off of your rims when you ship it.
Do you ever do it without the salt instead of going through giving them instruction and them complaining that they can't do it?
It'll be their choice. So they can either keep the salt off and have just a margarita with no salt, or they can use the glue and put the salt on themselves. So it's up to them. I give them that option. So they have
do you
a choice.
send them up? Do you send them all of the supply, like the bowl and the glue and everything?
Yeah, I send them the glue. I send them the salt, and say, hey. I don't send them the tin, but I send them the glue and the salt and be like, hey, if you want salt, you have to do it because I cannot put it on before shipping. And I actually put that on my listing on my website as well. I put that in the description saying, hey, I can't put the salt on for shipping. If you want salt, you have to do it when it arrives. So yeah, that's the only downside about margaritas. But here, let me show you. But I put the glue around, and then do I want salt on this? No. I'll do it on this one. I know I do. I know. I got an idea. All right, so for the margarita salt, what you want to do is get paraffin and a cheese grater. And then grate your paraffin. And that is how you get salt. But I do not have a margarita glass, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the martini glass. I'm going to dip the martini glass in the glue. Then I'm going to do sprinkle top. Oh, you can also not do the wax salt, and you can use colored sugar for the rim too. That works really good too. Actually, that's not going to work. Let me do this. My container is not big enough. Let's do this. There we go. There we go. It's going to be cool. I'm going to do this one, birthday cake, with the little rainbow sprinkles. But yeah, that's how you do the rim stuff for the margaritas. Let me see if my soy wax is, no. Oh, I know. I will show you. So right about now is a great best time to do your dollops and toppings on your coffee candles, because it's right in between. Yeah, it's about midway cool. It's a little bit lighter than I would like, but it's okay. I'm gonna put some more brown on top and marble it, and I'll show you how to do that. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Oh, maybe. Yeah. I don't know if this is cream. I think it's cream. Okay, just 1 second while I find my cinnamon. Am I out of cinnamon too? No, I'm not. I'm not out of cinnamon. I just don't know where it is right now. Daggone it. It's not my usual place. Well, that's gonna have to be good for now. So I usually put like a little tiny cinnamon or nutmeg right there on the dollop, and it makes it look really, really nice. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna do, yeah. I was gonna do the chocolate bar. Perfect. Yay! We have a hazelnut coffee with mocha. I like it. Okay, so we have the cinnamon chai.
How does the cinnamon stick burn when the candle is lit?
It doesn't burn. It
Okay.
stays, yeah, it stays on the side, and it just stays in the wax. It doesn't burn.
Okay, same thing with the star.
Something with a what?
Same thing with the anise.
Yes. Yeah, the star anise will just go into the wax. I mean, obviously, if it's directly in the fire, it's gonna smoke, but it won't actually catch on fire. And then let's see, that's the cinnamon chai, and this one's pumpkin chai. When I find my cinnamon, I'm gonna hook these up with cinnamon. What was I gonna say? Oh, that's what I was gonna say. You see the little holes in the middle? Now, I'm not gonna get frosting because I use a little 6006, but because 6006 has paraffin in it, next to the wick, it cools faster, and so it shrinks faster. So I can either do a double pour, or you can just heat gun it. And it gets rid of the dip. This is the pumpkin souffle. Do I want to do cinnamon? I just don't know. I think I'll just do a really big sour anise. And then we have the same thing for the French vanilla latte. I seriously wish you guys were here. Like the combination of all these spices and souffles and chai and pumpkin, and I smell fall time. Wish you guys were here. I think I'm gonna do a little dollop on the French vanilla. This is a little ice cream scoop dollop. That just broke. Dang it. I have a tan buttercream one, which actually looks like it would go better. Anyway. Yeah. Got all the drinks together. You want to cut your wicks at about 1/4 of an inch. There we go. That looks like a beer.
Definitely.
And then the whipped cream is still cooling. But what I'm going to do for the whipped cream for the beer is a piping bag with the circular tip. Yeah, the circular tip is best for that. And then for Oh, I get to show you something really cool that I found out how to do just like 2 weeks ago. So, you know how I showed you guys how to do the double and triple color piping yesterday?
Yeah.
So, I'm going to show you how to do that without piping. You're probably like, what? How are you gonna do two colors without piping? Let me show you. All right, camera. Let me show you. All right, so get a container. You put either Michael's the Michael's paraffin refined is the best for it. If you don't have that, you can use the soy wax. Any soy wax is fine. And you're not even putting fragrance in it. All you're doing is putting dye. So I'm gonna do a dollop for my Miami Vice. This is gonna be red and white. So I'm gonna do a red and white dollop. And then I'm gonna alternate them, and I'll show you a picture of it. Now, I can't get to it right now. So I'll just show you. I will show you. All right, you take the dollop that you already did on the wax paper. And if you want to know how to do this with the piping, you can join my cupcake and piping class on the 25th. I show all how to do that. But put Michael's paraffin refined in this. I'm gonna get my red. I'm gonna dye it. Get your dollop, and when you make the dollop, you're gonna be putting the wick holes in them. So then you just use the wick hole to hold it, and then you dip. You just dip it. Then you have a really nice half and half
Oh,
dollop.
that's cute.
And actually, we'll show you what it looks like finished. It looks so good finished. I'll show you. Here's what the Jamaican Me Crazy looks like. Come on, computer, you could do it. Yeah, like that. The dollop looks so nice when you do
I
that.
love these.
They're beautiful.
And let me do a better picture where you can see the half and half. So that's what the half and half looks like. The pina colada with the hand-painted peach on top. And you got the dollops with the strawberry embeds. These dollops right here are the ones that are the pre-made ones that I did. But yeah. So you don't have to pipe two different colors. You just dip, and I found that out because I had little imperfections in my dollop, and I was like, how am I going to get rid of that? I don't want to do a lot of my heat gun because the heat gun kind of gives it a glossed over look, and I don't like the heat gun look to it. So I was like, I wonder if I dip it. And I just dipped it into the same wax, the whipped cream wax that I used, and it came out. I was like, oh, ding, light bulb.
You know, I have found out that this is a perfect heat gun.
Which one?
Where am I? Where? This one. It works better than this one.
Are you serious?
Yes, I get it at a gas station.
Oh wow! Okay, yeah, I know those kinds of lighters. Yeah, and it actually works.
Oh yes, because you just go direct to the spot that you need to fix. You don't go to everything.
I'm actually gonna look into that because I've been looking for something like for my embeds and stuff like that. I don't.
Yeah, and then I just buy the gas to refill.
Yeah, the butane. Yeah.
Yeah, it works much better.
Thank you. I'm gonna share that. I'm gonna share that
And when
today.
I'm going to put on the embeds, I just barely, and it's done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I'm definitely gonna use that. I'm admiring my tie-dyed cotton candy sugared. I think I'm gonna give this to my niece.
That's beautiful. I love it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to my niece. She absolutely loves cotton candy scent, and the last one I sent to her kind of looks like this. She really likes the tie-dyed stuff. But all right, so we got a little film on the 444. So it's getting there. And I'm actually going to speed it up by putting it in a much larger container. You guys want some chocolate? Yeah.
Yep.
Got some Hershey bars. We got these. We got the little itty bitty ones. I'm running out of room. I need like a big warehouse. I'm like, I keep expanding. Like my whole house is one big, huge candle factory. I got stations everywhere. Even I did have a guest bedroom for my sister when she comes to visit from Orlando, and I took over her bedroom. It's now a storage for my shipping supplies.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, you gotta do what you gotta do. I'm definitely looking into getting a bigger place. And my dream, this is my dream, and you guys watch. You guys follow me. By summer of next year, I'm gonna have my dream candle bakery, and it's gonna be awesome.
Bakery school.
Yeah, I can have candle bakery school too, but this bakery is gonna be awesome. I'm gonna mimic some of the best bakeries around the world in Italy and all the confection places, all the best chefs, all the best displays. I'm gonna have like perfectly crystal clear glass displays with lights to highlight all the details of each candle. It's gonna be awesome. Oh, I lost Natalie. Natalie left. All right. I think she saw the piping yesterday, so that's the only thing we have left to do. Is I'm gonna get a spoon, fork. Thank you so much for joining yesterday and today, Constancia.
Well, I am serious about this. This is going to become my business, so I need to learn all what all what is there and do what I got to do.
Well, most everything I do is pretty unique, so
I know that I could see that.
everything I do, I actually had to learn by trial and error, and I want to help you, skip a whole bunch of steps where you don't have to go through all the trial and error. You just go right to the final product, and
I
yeah.
do appreciate that.
I want you to succeed.
Thank you. I do appreciate that. Is that everyone thinks like that?
A lot of candle makers, they're real secretive with their stuff, and I'm not like that. So when you do get your kit, probably sometime the end of this week or beginning of next week, you can give me a call and set up the one-on-one coaching, and we'll do this on Zoom, and I'll get you all set up. We can kind of make some candles together, and I'll show you if you have any questions while you're making the candles. I'll help you. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. I think I'm gonna end it here. I'm very, very tired.
I know it's almost 5:30.
Yeah, it's 5:30. I'm tired. Need to get the kits out. I need to get the orders out. I got lots to do.
You do what you got to do. I really have learned a lot these 2 days, and I'm just waiting for the others. And I'll see you soon.
All right, I sent you the video for yesterday. I'll send the video sometime tonight. It'll be look for it tomorrow because it takes a really long time. Yeah, it takes really long time to upload to YouTube.
One
So
thing I learned is that you cannot overwork yourself, because then you will not be no use to yourself or to others.
yes, I'm taking a very long nap tomorrow after the UPS guy comes.
You have to. So you could be refreshed and renew with more ideas.
Yes, I hired 2 people, so I got some help coming this week. So
That's good. Good for you.
all right, Constancia and Dominique.
Thank you for everything. See you next week.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye, Dominique.
Bye.